Well, hello, you bearded bastards, and welcome back once again to Ushengvagush, Monsterkiller. Now, a little time has passed. It's currently early spring 263, 4th of Granite, I believe, and once again we can see the armies of the Frosty Barbarity have arrived at our humble fortress home. Oh, what fools they are. Really, I'm looking forward to this one. We do have a bunch of armed goblins here, as well as beak dogs, and I think there's some trolls in there as well. But there's no goblins mounted on beak dogs, which is the big threat. So I think I'm going to keep my warriors back, or at least try to, and see if we can get some of our traps into action. Something I've been dearly wanting to do. Oh, if only you goblins had the slightest idea of what was waiting for you down in our halls. Now if we have a look up here, we can see the surface entrance is all closed up. Good to go there. And all these bridges over here are closed up as well. So nobody can get up to the old fortress level or out into the caverns at all. Wait, now what's this over here? It looks like the goblins found a thief. You sneaky bastard, that's what you get. Probably trying to take our book. Not a chance in hell, my friend. Anyways, I think that for now I'm gonna actually raise these bridges right here and force the goblins to go through this little narrow hallway around the spider. Our badly wounded spider. And we'll see if that thing works. And plus that'll give us a chance to capture some goblins in these cage traps. Nothing wrong with having a few prisoners around. We could find something interesting to do with them, I'm sure. Oh, I am sure of it. Very sure. Yes, we'll just pull these levers here real quick. 2 shakes, really. There we are. And we're good to go. And plus this will really help if some of the invaders are running out in front of the main body of the army. They'll get caught in these cage traps here. And then we can just set the hallway to... Oh, hey look, the spider's actually shooting webs. That was pretty cool. This guy's panicking here now. Oh boy. It's a human poet, just came to visit the fortress, I guess. It looks like he couldn't get down in time, and now he's caught between that horrible spider trap and an army of goblins. Well, my friend, I wish I could... curse my heart. We'll just open up one of those Forgotten Beast pens real quick, and hopefully that dude will just run back out into the caverns, and then he can work his way around to the fortress. And the pen is open. Come on, buddy, get up there. Don't be a dum-dum. That's the wrong way. Come on, you fool. And they're coming up, they're in the pen, and they are good to go. Very good. I do like to avoid bloodshed where possible, believe it or not. Taking another look up at the surface, and it looks like the siege is beginning to head down the rampway. In fact, most of them are down there now. Well, that's good. Things are looking pretty okay here in the fortress. Just kind of relaxing, keeping everything toned down for now, no big projects going on. Although I am seeing a couple of upset dwarves here. I guess they couldn't be blamed. Well, it's alright, we'll be out of there soon enough. Just hang in there, dwarves. There's a couple dwarves here relaxing in the temple to Nolral, praying for divine equilibrium, I assume. Good dwarves. And then over here in the temple to Idith, / bat viewing chamber, things are doing pretty good as well. You can see we have the place now stocked with food and drinks. Because, you know, this is kind of a festive place. I know it's a temple to the goddess of discipline, but I figured, what the hell, you're gonna want to have a drink while you're watching this giant fire-breathing bat over here, right? So yeah, they're relaxing for now. Oh, and it looks like the first of the invaders has reached the entry hall. Very good. Come on in, you beaky bastard. We have a whole slew of traps waiting for you. It looks like some of the dwarves are fighting here in the meeting hall. That's not great. It has to be because of the severely close quarters in here, huh? Oh, what's this here? It looks like a visitor just beat one of our peasants to death. In a fist fight, I assume. Well, it looks like the fight started when a peasant threw a wooden splint at the poet. So at least it wasn't the poet's fault. But still. Anyways, we have bigger things to attend to. Back down here in the entry hall, looks like at least one invader is stuck in a cage trap. I'm not too sure what's stuck in these other traps here. Well, they look to have humans in these cages. One of whom is a mercenary that is fighting in our army. What the hell, dude? Kind of intriguing. Normally cage traps cannot trap your own units. But I have read that cage traps with spiderwebs on them can catch anything in the game pretty much. Forgotten beasts, titans, things you wouldn't normally be able to catch in traps. So I'm curious if that's what happened. We'll have to get them out of those traps soon. We don't want them starving in there. That would be awful silly. Alright, looks like we have some more goblins, trolls, and beak dogs moving in. A whole bunch more of them. Interesting. Alright, the traps are beginning to fill up. We have only a few left unoccupied. Come on in, don't be afraid. Plenty of room for you. And you know what? All these guys are in here right now, so I'm gonna come down here and pull these levers again and get our hallway nice and normalized once more. And there we are. Some goblins got caught in these bridge traps over here. Severely wounded. Fantastic. And now we do have a few goblins in this tightly packed group here moving towards the fortress. A little tentative, I can't blame them. Well, how about we pull these levers over here? There we are, very good. Gonna pull this lever down here too. And here come the blind cave ogres. Mixing things up. Although one of them's dead already, and the second one's unconscious, and dead as well. That was kind of crappy. Big time. Oh, and darn it, I forgot all about these invaders over here. They're about to get in the fortress. Probably not actually, though. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Because the entire military is on its way down. Just wonderful. Come, dwarves! Have your fill of blood while the getting's good. Plenty to go around. Yeah, easy enough. And I do currently have this hallway here blocked up entirely so nobody can get through. Just to give us a little breather, you know? Oh right, I forgot I opened up the croc bridge too. And it looks like some beak dogs and goblins have fallen down. There's a couple struggling in the water right now. And they are actually being ripped apart by cave crocodiles. That's pretty cool. We've not actually seen this trap work well. Good job, Crocs. Fantastic work. Now I'm just gonna have somebody come down here and pull this lever. And we will fire at will. Let them have it, dwarves. And there we go. Not too shabby, could have been better. But oh well. Well, I was hoping these guys would be stopped a little bit more than that. I had sent the warriors off to rest, all except for the sand blades and the brass spikes, who are now tearing into the goblins and trolls. Oh, but damn it. It looks like Akmal, our goblin griffin, is now injured. Badly too, unconscious currently. Oh, that's no good. Come on, buddy. He's the son of that goblin diplomat, the one we had gifted with that artifact bow. Oh, come on, dude. Not like this. Oh, and he died. Oof. Ooh, that's not good. Well, no time to worry about it now. Alright, then back down here to the entry hall. We do have a couple of beak dogs, trolls, and goblins moving in. Not a lot of them though, just a couple. So I'm not terribly concerned about it. But we do still have quite a few invaders left on the map. They must still be in the rampway coming down. Hurry up, you guys, jeez. Oh, and damn it, looks like a goblin is shooting at our spider. That's pretty upsetting. Let's get that opened back up. And I'll see if I can get my dwarves to come down here and see if they can do anything about it. Okay, the hall is open. And the dwarves are attempting to move in, somewhat. Oh, some guys running over here. This one dwarf is fighting by themselves. Oh, but the dwarves caught wind of him. Man, you guys. Like a little coordination would go a long way, I think. Oh, now it looks like the goblins are trying to escape. You bunch of wusses. I think not. Alright, there we go. Have at 'em, dwarves. Yeah, it looks like the dwarves are kind of focusing on this hallway right here. All except for Olin here. Well, I guess, see what you could do. Good luck. And yeah, it looks like these guys down here are just completely content sitting in this narrow hallway. Very foolish. But Olin is still going. I believe they just killed something. A goblin. Ooh, and they're running, just dodged a bolt. Now taking down a crossbowman. Very good. And they're still going. Oh boy, that was one hit. Holy crap. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Olin just ran up, smashed that goblin straight in the head. Got their mace stuck in the goblin's head, which is gross, which killed the goblin. Fantastic. Now, it still says we're under siege, but there isn't much in the way of invaders on the map. There's a troll and beak dog down in the crocodile pit, and there's only 2 goblins left up on the surface. And now none. Kind of annoying, but hey, whatever. But I guess the threat has been eliminated pretty much, and so I declare the siege over. Good job, all. The goblins are sent scurrying once again, and things went over fairly well, I'd say. Fairly well, I'd say. We did lose a couple of our warriors, as well as Akmal, the son of that diplomat. Not great news. Really hoping that doesn't affect our relationship with those humans. But I suppose time will tell. Maybe Queen Obak will have to use her silver tongue in talking with that diplomat. Try to smooth things over as best she can, you know? A little dicey. I guess once again we have an enormous mess to clean up. Getting real sick of this, I'm telling ya. Well, I'd certainly rather be picking up goblin carcasses than dwarf carcasses. That's for sure. Oh, but just notice this guy here, who unfortunately has slipped into a depression. That's not stupendous. Probably due to the shock of seeing all these corpses littered all over the place, as well as being completely surrounded by this horrible corpse stink. Yeah, I guess that would send me into a depression as well. Well, hang in there, buddy. We have too much work to do for you to go freaking out. Just try to take it easy, alright? Yeah, I suppose the stresses of living in a fortress like this can get to a dwarf over time. Let's hope we don't see too much more of that. Right, now that siege is over, let's take a look around. See where we're at in the fortress here. Well, I suppose for starters we can take a look at an artifact. One that was created here in the fortress last winter, I believe. Here we are. Sazir Raswer Tisekzeneg. Bridge appears. The Unbridled Relic. A Gabbro figurine. Kinda cool, right? Let's have a look. This is a Gabbro figurine of Sarvesh Air Mirrored. All craft dwarfship is of the highest quality. The item is a masterfully designed image of that dwarf and dwarves in Gabbro. Sarvesh is surrounded by the dwarves, and this figurine relates to Sarvesh's ascension to the position of queen in the year 4. Quite some time ago. The item is encrusted with oval microcline cabochons and encircled with bands of rectangular gabbro cabochons. I learned how to pronounce cabochons. I've been pronouncing it cabicons forever. What a dum-dum, huh? Truly uncultured. Anyways, a cool figurine. I'm a big fan of the thing. We'll probably end up just throwing it in our museum, but it's cool nonetheless. I'm a fan. And let's see, what else do we have to show off? Ah, here's something. I had minted some more coins before the end of last year. Let's have a look at them real quick. This is a stack of 500 Zugabkevich 262 gold coins. On the front of the coins is a superiorly designed image of dwarves. The dwarves are traveling. The artwork relates to the foundation of fated oils by the pure staff of the Grand Lancers in 18. I believe that's one of those forgotten fortresses over on the eastern side of the continent. And on the coin's back is an exceptionally designed image of dwarves. Quite apt. But what does it mean? What significance does it hold? Now, let's see. Last year was very exciting. We had a siege. We wrecked the hell out of a goblin fortress. Well, there are dwarves all over these coins. So maybe it's just kind of signifying our return to the world. Our numbers are returning, our power increasing, and there's also a nod to a past fortress. One that perhaps we should revisit. An interesting prospect. We'll have to put some thought towards that. A great coin. We'll add it to the piles. Now right, as I was saying, last year we really gave it to those goblins. We sent many raids against Maze Monstrous, a goblin fortress to our east, and killed quite a few of the goblins who live there. Now I'm really thinking we should continue with that. No sense in letting up now, right? But now I'm all curious about that Fated Oils place. Now we have Maze Monstrous right over here, with a population of about 500 goblins, and Fated Oils. Let's take a look around real quick. Oh yes, here it is. The Fortress of Fated Oils. Nestled quietly away in the northeastern corner of the Mellow Axe Mountains. No civilized population. 5 days travel away, it's kind of a trip. You know, I'll tell you what. Before we start laying into those goblins again, let's explore this site. My curiosity's gotten the better of me. We'll explore Fated Oils, and I'm going to assign... I'm going to send out all the recruits. Granite Hoods, Oily Wasps, and the Silver Kings. I'm calling them the recruits still, but really they are very capable fighters. Let's do it. We are good to go. Good luck, warriors. And remember, with this mission, you act as our feet stepping into the future, as well as our eyes peering into the past. Keep your wits about you. Alright, and back down to the fortress. Oh boy, yeah, this place is super messy. Oh, and damn it, looks like our spider got killed over here in the spider pen. That totally stinks. Not much you can do about it, I guess. Oh well, I'm sure we'll have some other creature pop up here at some point. We'll have to keep our eyes open. And on top of that, here's something pretty annoying. We have a couple invaders still left here in the crocodile pit, including a troll and a beak dog. The troll just kind of seems to be panicking, flailing around in the water, but this beak dog here seems to be swimming around and killing my crocodiles. What the hell? In fact, at this point, most of the crocodiles are dead. Damn it, that's pretty annoying. What to do? Well, I suppose I could drain this pool and try to get some warriors down there. Alright, I should also mention that this beak dog here, the one that's killing my crocodiles, well, I assume it's kicking them to death? Because as you see, this beak dog, well, it doesn't have a beak, making it a dog, I suppose. Boy, that's a nightmarish thing, huh? A beak dog without a beak. Must have lost it to a crocodile, I assume. Well, that's what you get, you bastard. But anyways, that's not much to worry about. I'll take care of it in a bit. Oh, would you look at that? We have another artifact here. Udil Ralak Kubak, the jeweler, has created Nothis Sedam Eges Raz, a jelly opal ring. He claims it as a family heirloom. Alright, let's have a look. Grieved Pure, the persuasive teeth. This is a jelly opal ring. All craft workmanship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with round, brilliant cut jelly opals and rectangular diorite cabochons, and decorated with beak dog leather and saguaro rib wood. This object is adorned with hanging rings of diorite and menaces with spikes of jelly opal, beak dog leather, and diorite. On the item is an image of logs and pigtail. You had me up until the logs. That's pretty strange. I mean, maybe you're into logs? Sure, cool, whatever. I'll tell you. Well, anyways, good job, buddy. You know, I'm having a look around the fortress and I'm seeing quite a few upset dwarves. That's not a great thing. Like this guy right here, one of the gut pullers, currently throwing a tantrum, running around punching dwarves. They have been convicted of the crime and their punishment is impending. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on. More and more upset dwarves. It can be frustrating living in this fortress, I'm sure. Just corpses all over the place all the time. I imagine the stink must get to you. But we have to hold it together, dwarves. This is our home. This is our lives. We can't let things go falling apart just yet. We're gonna have to start thinking about something to increase morale around here. Like right here. We have a petition from the Fabulous Dots. That's an entertainment troupe of some variety. They wish to live in Monsterkiller for the purpose of entertaining citizens and visitors. You know what? I think that's actually a pretty damn fine idea. You're approved. Oh my goodness. I guess I didn't realize who exactly I was allowing to live in the fortress. It's a bunch of elves. A couple of humans too, and they're all poets. Okay, well, I guess we have elves living in the fortress now. Well, they better damn well be entertaining, I'll tell you that much. Well, anyways, let's see what else we could do to improve things around here. Well, we do have these 2 temples in the fortress now, but we're going to need more. I'm gonna start putting some thought into some more temples we could build. Alright, well, I'm taking a look at the list of gods here, and I think I've narrowed it down to a couple of gods we can make temples for right now.
Okashkun, Aral Anris, Akzak Ilanum, Virturados Anis Tenino Igen, Okashkun. The vigor of cats, mistress of the sky, bringer of moon and wind, we humble dwarves are renewed and empowered by your gracious gift, the vigor of cats.
Okash has about 30 worshippers in the fortress, which is a pretty respectable number. And you know, as much as we love our fortress home, I think it would really do the dwarves some good to get out on the surface more often. And what better way to do that than to make a temple to the goddess of the moon? Yes, that'll be a good idea. And we're actually going to be pairing Okash's temple with another temple, to a different god.
Nabrath Fakutatham, Pastoth Uramdobar, Zeril Rab Unol Umat, Anest Dobar, Kinem Durakab. Nabrath book focuses. Exalted Father of Creation, a fire glows in the souls of your servants. We are inspired to create beauty in your illustrious name.
Nabrath book focuses is the god of beauty, art, and inspiration. And what better way to be inspired than by looking around at our desert home? The rolling dunes, the cacti, the rising moon? Yes, I think these 2 temples will pair nicely with one another. I'm just hoping we can get them up and running in pretty short order. But I guess we'll see. First, we're going to cut down a bunch of these trees, elves be damned, and then we're going to start covering this section of desert here with diorite blocks, just to get us started. Yes, the dwarves have big plans for the surface here, but we'll get back to that later. And on top of that, I just planned up a whole new system over here, in kind of our entry hallway area, and that new system is a misting device. If you're not familiar what that is, it's a way for there to be water pumped in from the ceiling that will come down kind of like a waterfall, creating a nice soothing mist. And that will hopefully improve the moods of my dwarves. I have to imagine it will. It better damn well work anyways and put enough effort into it. But that still has a way to go too, so I'm just going to be working on that in the background pretty much. And on top of those 2 major improvements, I'm going to have the dwarves make actual clothing for the fortress for once. It's kind of ridiculous that we're still wearing clothing that we take off of goblin corpses. That certainly can't be doing anything to improve the dwarves' moods, huh? I'd think not. And actually, while we're at it, here's something else that's very, very cool. This peasant right here, just working away making some new clothing. This is Stinthad, but you might recognize him better by his nickname, Venomblood. Yes, he just celebrated his 12th birthday, and now he's considered to be a full-fledged adult in the eyes of the fortress dwarves. Isn't that something? And yes, as you can see, his job is making clothing, which might seem a bit boring. Well, because it is. But you know what? I had a second look in his mind, and he really is not of the martial variety. He's not too interested in fighting. And you know what? That's okay. He wants to create, and we had a need to fill, so here he is making clothing. We might make different use of his talents in the future, but for now, this is his duty. And you know what? I don't think he minds at all. There's a lad. Keep at it, buddy. And congratulations. This really is a good day. Oh, would you have a look here? Our raiders have returned. Fantastic. Let's have a look. Alright, the dwarves head out to the east, a 5-day trip, and spend a very brief time at Faded Oils before returning home. In fact, it says they found nothing. Well, that's a damn shame. Huh, well, I guess that's that then, huh? Oh well. Well, I'm gonna let these guys get situated back here in the fortress, and then we're going to start raiding Maze Monstrous once more. I want that place reduced to rubble. So prepare yourselves, warriors. We have a big job ahead of us. Oh boy. A goblin diplomat from Iquianthath has arrived. The father of Akmal, that goblin who died in that last siege. Prepare yourself, Obak. There are some tough conversations coming up. We'll have to make an extra nice offer to the humans this year. Give them something good, you know? We really have to smooth things over. Yeah, I'll tell you, life in this fortress can be tough sometimes. But I suppose life in this entire world can be rough. Sorrow can't be totally unexpected. You just can't help but feel bad, I suppose. Oh, and what's this here? The elven diplomat from Ilialetha has arrived as well. They couldn't make it here in the spring because of that siege, but luckily they finally made it. All I know is I better not hear anything about limiting our trees. The dwarves have been through far too much lately. That is the last thing we need. So many dwarves are in a foul mood lately. The son of that diplomat died. On top of that, the goblins have been a constant thorn in our side. Queen Obak has no patience for elven nonsense. That much I can assure you.
Greetings from the woodlands. We have so much to discuss. I'll bet you can guess why I'm visiting today. Now I know we both remember well our meeting last year, wherein you turned down our peaceful request to limit your logging. Now I know you savage dwarves think you have to burn up the souls of those poor trees, but I have arrived once more to put forward a simple request. I'll take it slow, listen carefully. Limit your tree fells. There is no need for such slaughter. Remember, trees are living creatures. Unlike rocks or mud or dirt or whatever you dwarves worship, they have hearts and souls. Although I'm sure you dwarves couldn't fully relate. You must stop these vile antics, or else the full might of Iquianthath will be brought upon your tiny, dirty fortress. Furthermore, What's this?
That's exactly what you get. You really should have known better. Nobody can order around the dwarves of Usheng-Vagush. Today marks a new era. A dwarven era. We are sick and tired of those insulting elves. If it's war they want, it's war they shall receive. We are not to be trifled with. And I have a feeling those elves will be finding that out soon enough. Let today be a declaration of war. We are through listening to others. In fact, just to show we're not kidding, let's have a little look at the map here. Looks like the closest elven settlements are 3 days travel away, just on the other side of this gulf here. Yeah, there's a couple small settlements. How about we send out multiple raids? And in each of these raids we will attempt to raise the site. And we're going to send the Silver Kings to Bulbfolds, the Oily Wasps will go to Winterfrill, the Granite Hoods will go to Beakwad, awesome name, and I'm going to assign the Lovers, the Griffins, and the Brass Spikes to go to Pear-Touched, a fairly large site with about 1,000 elves in it. Right now we're attempting to destroy the northern portion of the elves' holdings, and this is by far their biggest settlement here. It might be tricky, but I'm not too concerned. I think the dwarves are going to do a great job. Well, dwarves, you know what to do at this point. Show those elves what fools they were. Make them regret thinking they could order us around. Ooh, man, things are starting to get pretty grim here in the fortress. A lot of counts of disorderly conduct and vandalism lately. And of course, plenty of punishments have been doled out already. Like this poor dwarf down here. They were a bit stressed out and I think they flipped over a table or something like that. But then Etter, or Skull as he's often referred to as, came down and doled out his punishment, killing the dwarf in a single punch to the head. Part of the beating he was to receive, but unfortunately it led to his death. But hopefully the other dwarves see this and learn a lesson from it. Boy, I really hope things aren't starting to go south. We just have to hold it together a bit longer, dwarves. Major improvements are on the way. Do not give up now. Oh ho! The first of our raiding parties has returned. It's the Oily Wasps. Alright, they head out around the Gulf, enter Winterfrill, and it looks like the dwarves were led by Endok, the one who defended our fortress against that Etten attack. A whole lot of fighting here, a bunch of elves were killed, as well as horses. That's interesting. It would seem that the elves have trained horses to fight on their behalf, much like the goblins do with beak dogs. That's very interesting. Yeah, the dwarves seem to be having a pretty easy time with these elves. Yeah, no casualties whatsoever. And it looks like we pretty much finished the place off. Pretty cool. And we have a spoils report. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, a bunch of boring stuff. Oh, and it looks like the Granite Hoods have returned. Very good. Let's have a look. They head around the Gulf to Beakwad. And the slaughter commences. And the dwarves return home. And it says they seized livestock. Interesting. Alright. A couple camels, a couple horses, and a water buffalo cow. I don't have big plans for them, unfortunately. Probably just butcher them up. Good eating right there. Oh, and it looks like the Silver Kings are back too. Just one after the other. Man, I am loving this. Around the Gulf, enter Bulbfolds, where they get to work, and they did a pretty damn fine job, but unfortunately they weren't able to destroy the place. Ah well. Oh, and last but not least, it looks like the Brass Spikes and others have returned as well. Remember, those were the dwarves going after Pear-Touched, which was that significant Ilialetha settlement. The dwarves start out heading southward, around the oceans of drilling, on their way towards the Emerald Forest, wherein Pear-Touched lies. and the attack commences just as they arrive, with the dwarves of course being led by the master tactician Asin and Metals, leader of the brass spikes. I'll tell you that Asin has not gotten nearly enough attention. She's the one who's led every single one of these raids so far. Oh boy, this is a massacre. That'll teach you to cross a dwarf when they're having a bad day. And then some. Oh yeah, the dwarves just slam into those elves. Nothing to worry about at all. Well, looks like these elves are using jaguars as part of their army. That's kind of terrifying, really. And it would appear that they have hundreds of the things. Whole lot of action here. And would you believe it's still going? Just amazing. Elves, jaguars, and I just saw some hamster people too. It seems that the elves have some surprising allies. Very interesting. And there we have it. The dwarves are finished. And so the first attack on Ilialetha comes to an end. Good job, dwarves. And especially you, Asen. Yet another admirable job. I can't imagine those elves will be asking us to limit our tree fells anymore. And well now, would you have a look at this? Asen, our master tactician, was just taken by a strange mood. Very cool. What the hell are the chances of that? Just amazing. I'm pretty excited to see what she makes. Really hoping it's a good one. In the meantime, let's have a quick look around the fortress. Alright, we can see the dwarves still toiling here. That's right, keep working, dwarves. There's so much to do. And if you ever want to improve things around here, you gotta get it done. No complaining, let's go. In other news, criminal acts have decreased in recent months, which is fantastic. Our punishments are brutal but effective. You gotta do what you gotta do, unfortunately. Although, there have been some recent trade violations. There were some bracelets thrown into that offering for the humans, and the queen had expressly forbade their export. And so down here in our tiny prison you can see Moses Astral, the Baroness of Usheng-Vagush. She was the one overseeing the trade, and so the blame must be put on her shoulders. No, that's not something we can have. Sheer disobedience. Unacceptable. We have to be better than this, dwarves. No rule can be broken, and so discipline is an unfortunate but necessary thing. Stay in line, dwarves. Oh-ho. Asen Nebelkel Ator Gamil, the Spike, has created a Castanban Noglesh Mosier, a bulky forgotten beast leather shoe. She claims it as a family heirloom. Oh boy, let's have a look. Save Leathered, the Savage Route. This is a bulky forgotten beast leather shoe. All craft dwarfship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with rectangular diorite cabochons, decorated with forgotten beast leather, and encircled with bands of oval diorite cabochons and gold. This object menaces with spikes of forgotten beast leather and diorite. On the item is an image of 3 giant 2-humped camels in bauxite, as well as an image of dwarves and red spinel. The dwarves are laboring. And that image relates to the foundation of Monsterkiller in the year 250. And to finish it off, there's one more image of square-cut gems in diorite. Well, it's certainly an interesting artifact, and very busy, but that's okay. You know what, I think I kinda like the thing. It was created by our own world-famous tactician after all. Good job, Asen. And on that note, I think we should start trying to wrap things up, before anything too crazy happens. Don't want any more cliffhangers now, do we? Now then. Well, I'd say the biggest thing that happened this episode is that we finally stuck it to the elves of Ilialetha when we dropped their damn diplomat down to Stalkcob, our giant bat. Wasn't that something though? Yes, the queen had this little top secret project going for quite some time. Although really I'm not too sure how much the dwarves appreciated the show. Bunch of ingrates. Speaking of which, we have a bunch of upset dwarves in the fortress lately. Not too sure why that would be. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. You have everything you could possibly want here in the fortress. Food, shelter, just a bunch of damn complainers. Yeah, you know, speaking of which, we're currently hard at work on improving the surface. We still don't have those 2 temples in place, but as soon as we get this initial area finished, then we should be good to go to get started with that. Not too worried. Well, anyways, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this episode, and I certainly hope you'll join me next time, here in Usheng-Vagush, Monsterkiller. And until then, you bearded bastards,